right, a special VirginiaPreps.com Zoomcast. Matt Hatfield here with you, and we're pleased to be joined by a special guest on this edition as we close out the month of June and get set for July Independence Day weekend. He is the NFL Director of Communications for the NFLPA Players Association, and he's been one of the brainchilds, along with Vernon Lee and others, for many years of the Hampton Roads Youth Foundation. They've got their 26th annual Hampton Roads All-Star Football Camp, the HRYF Football Camp, coming up at Hampton University July the 9th at Armstrong Stadium from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. But they've also got the 3rd annual Student Athlete Leadership Symposium that's going to be taking place. Got a neat keynote speaker, all kinds of things attached to that, and just the whole extravaganza weekend there in July. Carl Francis with us to tell us about that and much more. Carl, how you been? Good to see you.
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, Matt. Great to see you as well. Yeah. It's been a busy, every year we say this, but every year is busy, which is not a bad thing. But it's definitely interesting times for us.
26 years. Hard to believe that HRYF, the Hampton Roads Youth Foundation, and for those that want more details, just log on to hryf.org, and you can tell us about the Eventbrite page and all that. But this camp and everything with you all in the HRYF has been going on this long, almost 3 decades now.
Yes, 3 decades, Matt. It's been going on for 3 decades, and I didn't have any of this gray hair that you can see on my chin when I first started off. But no, it's been a great run. We have been able to impact a number of young people throughout the area who are now adults and now who have played in the NFL. Folks who are now principals of high schools and doctors and attorneys of law firms. And so, it's like the beauty of our project and our dream was to do just that, not just produce NFL players, but just to motivate, encourage, and inspire young people to be greater than themselves once they finish playing football or whatever sport they pursue. But the football camp came as an idea, as I've mentioned before, of just when I got the job at NFLPA, I said, man, what can I do to give back by this tremendous blessing that I got to get started in this position? Because I started, my job when I was like 24 years old, which is kind of odd to me. But
no, you had to have been 12. You're not that old, Carl.
Hey, look, I wish, man, I really wish. But I tell you, when I thought back to my childhood, Hampton Roads football was everything to me because we didn't have a pro team. So when we looked at the Dwight Stevenson, the Kenny Easleys, the Bruce Smith, the Sean Gales, the Reggie Langhorns, all of these people, I'm like, I honestly never got a chance to hear their story, to be motivated and inspired by them, to know that I could do it. So I said, let me put together something to bring all of these people together and to give and inspire young people behind us, because we are a hotbed of talent in this area. There are a number of kids that have skills and have unique talent that may one day get on this track, but just need a little inspiration and push. And so anyway, that's where the idea of the Hampton Roads Youth Football Camp came out of. And that's where our partnership with Mike Tomlin came out of. Shortly thereafter starting the camp, I ran into Coach Tomlin when he was hired on as the defensive back coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the NFL Combine. And I introduced myself, and he was new, fresh off of a college job. And we got to talking, and I followed him throughout his career. And everyone knows Mike Tomlin is an avid supporter of his hometown. And he came along, and we both just all poured our resources together. And for 26 years, we're still here, that I keep asking myself, man, I can't believe it. I'm still doing this after 26 years. But it's been a lot of fun, though. I do enjoy it.
Yeah, the rest is history, as they say. You're talking about Mike Tomlin, the former Super Bowl winning coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he still is doing great things, and out of Denby High School, Newport News, William and Mary. And you mentioned the football on the peninsula. I mean, those big games were events on Thursday and Friday and Saturday afternoons and nights at Darling Stadium in Hampton and Todd Stadium in Newport News, and we still got some great high school football across the 757 and the entire Commonwealth of Virginia. What's been the biggest difference, Carl, from when you started with the HRYF, and certainly you're in the NFL, we'll dive into that at the end here, to now? Because, we see so many changes with social media and the way things are followed, and news is basically disseminated throughout there to people. But I imagine there's been a lot of things that you've seen, just even with the HRYF's growth, from the camp to the gala, Mike Tomlin's meet and greet, the tailgate, all those things that you have, and even this symposium.
I think some of the things that we've seen different is, there's so many more distractions today than there were when we first started.
Yeah.
I think the high school student athlete is under a lot of stress. I do think there are a lot of elements in their space, their daily space, that stresses them and causes them to have a lot of anxiety. And so a lot of that is due to things that are somewhat artificial, like how many offers am I getting, and who's getting an opportunity versus who, and they're getting caught up in the social element of just being a student athlete and dealing with issues. And it's very tough now. And so what I've seen is not that kids didn't deal with pressure when we were in school, but I think the evolution of technology has exposed it. Now everybody knows it, so it's more imploding in their lives. And so I do believe what's most important now is trying to help the student athlete as a human being, right? We know that the percentages of them becoming a pro athlete is slim to almost none. And it's okay, right?
Yeah.
And even if you don't get a scholarship, there's still opportunities for you to go to school. But we have to work hard at providing some tools for these young people to use when they get to those points in their career where they may struggle with decision making, they may struggle with peer pressure, they may struggle with academics, they may struggle with social decisions. And we need to be there to help them off the fields and off the court of understanding you can still be a productive citizen, you can still be a leader, and how to manage mental wellness. I think that is the thing that we're going to start trying to focus on. We love the camp, but I think that if you really want to get sophisticated and really do a deeper dive and really want to make an impact, you sit down and look at a kid in the eye and try to help him figure out his space as a human being. Despite what his background, what his social, economic situation is, because there are a lot of success stories of kids that's coming from little of nothing in life, whether they have parental issues, wherever situation they come from, you can still be successful and be a productive person and give back to your community when you become of age. And that's sort of the standard that we want to set with this student leadership symposium. I kind of got the idea of when we used to do the rookie symposium at the NFL with the rookies. And I saw the impact that these seminars and these speakers and these presentations were having. I was like, wow, that is amazing. Like, to have these open discussions where players were really vulnerable and they were really humble. And so they were open to discuss how they were really feeling, particularly when it comes to the smaller groups. And so I said, let me figure out a way that we can give back to youth. As a matter of fact, we just got finished doing a project with the Hampton Police Department.
Okay.
With Captain Sheck and his team at the Hampton Police Department, where the 4 high schools in the city of Hampton and others, we met 4 times a week. We met 4 times over 4 months.
Okay.
So once a month for 4 months to kind of have that interaction between law enforcement and football players, leadership, ideas, get them talking a little bit about, their space, what they represent, and kind of break down those barriers of miscommunication and perception of what the role is for a law enforcement officer. And it was really, really good. We had 4 sessions, great interaction, and great discussions. And we kind of want to roll that over into the student leadership symposium. And what we want to start doing is breaking away from just the football component and touching all athletes, young ladies, girls, JV, varsity, soccer, gymnastics. We want to touch everybody because all of these young athletes, they're all the same. They're athletic, they compete, they put time in, they work hard in school, then they compete after school. And so they need help making those decisions that sometimes are distractions with them trying to be the best person they can be.
Hmm. Well, it's funny because you mentioned some neat things there, Carl, with it, and there's certainly a lot of cultural and social issues, and obviously mental health being a big deal, particularly the last couple of years with COVID, certainly wearing down a lot
Yes.
of people. It's been no easy situation for all of us here across the country. We're all united in trying to, beat that battle with COVID. But whether you're watching the Tyrod Taylors play quarterback, or the Chuck Clarks on defense, or the Josh Sweats on defense, you're seeing other people involved across the 757 in the sport now, with even your keynote speaker, Maya Shaka, official, like you mentioned with young ladies. I think it's neat that she's your keynote speaker, who has got a lot of things, I'm sure, to share with the youth and people in general.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's why she was so important to have as part of this event, because she represents so much across so many different levels. And one of the things that I want to focus in on, we need more Mike Tomlins.
Yeah.
Okay. We need more Tony Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need more people in front offices. We don't have a president of a team anymore. Like we need a president of a sports team. That's if you want to stay in sports. I'm not saying you need to be in sports, but I'm saying if you would like to be in sports like myself.
Morocco Brown, for example, right? Need more like him.
Thank you. You helped me. You helped me. Morocco Brown,
Yeah.
who's the chief personnel executive for the Indianapolis Colts, right? Myself, I wasn't good enough to make it to the NFL, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But I did a pivot and decided to go into the front office, and I've been there for 28 years, right? And so those are the things that we need to impress upon our young people, that they can become. And that's why it's so important for Amaya, because she can give young ladies an idea of, hey, what you can become if you focus, if you put your mind to it. You can become something that nobody ever thought exists. And that's that's a female NFL referee.
Sure.
That's unheard of. And she's one of them. And the first African-American at that.
Great. And we'll have some links up on virginiapreps.com and our YouTube link as well for those to check out more details about this free event open to all high school student athletes, but advanced online registration for the third annual Student Athlete Leadership Symposium, coming up here in July. You've also got the HRYF Football All-Star Camp 26th Annual, July the 9th, Armstrong Stadium, Hampton University. They can register online. Check out the flyer. Eventbrite's got the details, hryf.org. And Carl, for those out there that are catching this, whether it be on virginiapreps.com, our YouTube page, and even some bits on ESPN Radio 94.1, what is it that you would say is different about the HRYF, the camp, and the things that you all have done in these last 26 years, different to other things that pop up, all maybe done with well intentions, but what's been a thing that's allowed you all to last this long, continue to grow and prosper from your perspective?
You know what it is? It's just staying focused on our goal. We've never wavered from our purpose.
Okay.
When you don't waver from your mission and your purpose, you are able to get through times that are somewhat difficult. Because in 26 years, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's been all positive in terms of things coming together. But I've always kept one thing in mind, and that's the kids, right? This has always been about putting together programming to help with developing young people. And that has kept me focused and engaged with this camp over 26 years, is that whenever I'm home or running the kids who have gone on to play professional, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, how you doing, sir? You're the coach from the Hampton Roads Youth Foundation, right? And are you guys having that camp again?" And when you stay on that mission, nothing can sway you in terms of people, being there to support you. Some people not, some people falling off over the years, but it's just maintain that consistency of your purpose. And that's the key driver, is when you have a positive mindset towards achieving a goal with the intentions of helping people, you can never waver. And that's what's kept us around for 26 years.
That's the greatest gift of all, I think, Carl, because it's all nice if we can get this accomplishment, this award, make this amount of money, have this house closed, but it's the sacrifices you make, the giving for others, sort of like what, embodies like with Christmas. What can you give others as opposed to the gift you get? Put a smile on someone's face. There's no price tag you can put on that.
Yeah, and look, trust me, you will get your reward. I've received a lot of rewards along the way.
Right.
So it's not like you just giving just for nothing, but I've never expected to get nothing in return because I don't charge for any of this. Like, so this is not a revenue generator for us, but it is is sort of a spiritual, emotional revenue that I get out of it to help people and help young people become better human beings. And I think that's the key to all of this.
Awesome. In the last couple minutes, give the audience out there sort of the rundown on what the hot button topics are on your day-to-day obligations in the National Football League, where it never stops, does it? You don't get the chance to catch your breath too often and exhale, because there's always some type of issue. I don't want to say necessarily controversy, but something that'll pop up. Maybe
you're right.
It, right?
It's an issue. It's a situation. Obviously, we're busy with a lot of different things. Obviously, Captain Obvious one is the Deshaun Watson thing. So we're just tracking that situation. There's a number of players out there that's looking for new contract deals. And so we're looking at that. And we're 3 weeks away from the start of training camp. So there's a whole new set of new issues that's going to pop up. I'm sure just trying to manage through that and just helping players get through that whole piece. So, I mean, look, it's day to day. You wake up every day with not knowing what the next day is going to bring. And but that's the beauty of the job too now. It's one thing to be in a job where you're just stacking one paper on top of the next, on top of the next, versus waking up to a new challenge. You can embrace new ideas, new events, new activities, and new things, and you can engage. So that's the beauty of our business. And so, you had Jeremiah Owusu-Komora participate in a tremendous program in Africa this past year. NFL Africa gathered men from Ghana and Nigeria to come together to coordinate free football camps over there. And Jeremiah has been over there probably, it might be his third or fourth time over there in the past 5 months. I mean, he's doing some tremendous work abroad, which is like, I'm more than over impressed and proud of him for what he's had to endure and overcome recently, but also still giving back and opening up his heart to help young people, particularly abroad. And so I commend him wholeheartedly.
Yeah, the Browns stand out in his second year out of Bethel High School, your alma mater there in Hampton.
My alma mater, that's right.
Former ACC Defensive Player of the Year at Notre Dame, who was a multi-sport standout in football, basketball. One of the most fascinating young men I've gotten a chance to interview and even just chat with, whether you're not talking about interviews. He's so insightful.
And don't limit him. He was the Butkus woman and the number one linebacker.
That's right. To me, it was, I don't want to say a crime, but it was a shame that he didn't get picked in the first round. Some teams might end up regretting that when it's all said and done. But you hit on something. I mean, certainly this Deshaun Watson issue is a very serious one, and you don't condone what went down with it. But I think the dialogue about things like Jeremiah, what he's doing, and others, gets overshadowed by some of these negative stories. With you in your position, how much of your dialogue do you try to get this out to players? Like, let's be in these stories, as opposed to has your dialogue or the way you've approached it changed from day one to now, or what have you gained and how do you go about it?
What we try to do is instill opportunities for players to engage in these type of programs to create positive stories. So we have a player camp initiative where we provide resources free, we do our partners and licensees providing free gear, free resources to our players, and they do an NFL Live from our NFLPA IG account. They do live events where they go live from their camps. So we give them all the tools they can to kind of promote what they're doing, engage, and so we give them the resource to know that we're here to support you, promote your events, provide resources, and anything that you may need that we can help elevate what you're doing in your community and for your families. So for that's been key for us.
Good deal. I'll get you on these last two. Thank you for your time here. Carl Francis with us, the NFLPA Director of Communications with us here on this Zoomcast, available on VirginiaPreps.com, YouTube, and also will be heard on ESPN Radio 94.1. I got to know, before we get to our last one, How's my buddy, your son Blake Francis doing, the former Westfield High State champion Richmond Spider, standing? I see rocking the Spider shirt as they made the big dance this year and advanced.
Yeah. And I'm so happy for the Spiders. I was so happy for Coach Mooney. He's a very good man, and I was just happy for him more so because he's been catching it pretty rough there the last 3 or 4 years.
I know they had billboards wanting to get rid of this guy. Why? He's going to the team.
I just don't, I don't know why they want to get rid of this guy. I mean, this guy, and I'm just, it was like when he won, it was like this icing on a big cake.
Yeah.
Like, okay, guys, like enough. He's proven that he got it done. I mean,
all he did was beat an Iowa team that had a lottery pick in Keegan Murray. That's all he did in the NCAA tournament. No big deal.
That's all he did. The whole team was good. The team was great, Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
But no, Blake is doing well. He's training every day. Just finished up his first season with the Go-Go's. I think
you said that. That's the.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
The Capital City Go-Go's, which is the G League team
of
the Washington Wizards.
There you go. Appreciate it.
There you go. No,
what is the Go-Go? So
everybody's like, what's the Go-Go? Right, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm just everybody. But also, I think they're going to bring him back next year. So he's just training, preparing, and he's going to stay in the gym. He's very, very committed and focused young man. So, but he's working very hard and still staying the course. But I certainly miss those Westfield days myself. They were really Coach Yule just recently retired.
Yep, salute to him.
He's going through his process. So, time moves fast. It doesn't wait for anyone.
Yeah, next time we might have to get you on to have our little debate on which was the best Northern Virginia basketball team between his Westfield group, Francis Scanlon leading the way, Hank Johnson, and that Hayfield team that just finished 32-0. People are already debating that on social media with us. So.
Now, you know what? You got to share that with me because I may want to get into that.
You may have to get in those conversations. Maybe it'll be one of those Nova Facebook pages. But get you out on this. Last thing you want to share with the audience out there about HRYF, the camp, the Student Athlete Leadership Symposium, and everything going on. You got galas, you got all kinds of events, and I guess the website's got all the details, right? HRYF.org?
Yes, sir. Everything is on there. I would say the Student Athlete Symposium is Friday, July 8th from 9 to 12 o'clock at Hampton University football offices. Please sign up. We're only taking up to 100 student athletes. Please sign up on the Eventbrite, which that link is on the flyer and it's on our website. And as well as the football camp is July 9th from I think 8 to 1, 9 to 1 at Hampton University's football field.
Free.
As I mentioned, please sign up on the Eventbrite link, because we do have a max of kids that we're taking as that as well. Sequel is there supporting, is going to be videotaping a lot of player footage for the kids to use for recruiting purposes. So everything is positive. Yep, everything is in the right direction.
Free though, not on to pay it down. It's not one of those $150, $200 camps. This is free of charge.
I know it's hard for most of you out there to believe. I get it, but it is free. And people still ask me, you don't charge? No, because I know the stress of managing camps throughout the year is very expensive, but we're going to give it to you for free.
And they've got an NFL players and celebrity bowling party that Saturday night too with the 757.
It's a family affair at Spare Times in Hampton, Virginia on Saturday night. Bring your family. It is we're going to have a good time. If you bowl all the time, you got teams, please feel free to come through. We would love to have you there. Please.
Outstanding. HRYF.org for all the details of the 26th Annual Hampton Roads All-Star Football Camp and Extravaganza. Carl Francis, that's the Director of Communications for the NFLPA. Thank you so much, my friend. All the best to you. Enjoy the holiday weekend, and I'll see you in July.
Thank you, my friend. Be safe and enjoy your weekend, Matt. Thank you again.
Thank you, Carl.